What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazique, and we're talking boxing. It's my pleasure to get an opportunity to talk to 168-pound contender Diego Pacheco. How you doing today, sir?
What's up, brother? I'm good. Fight week here in LA, and I'm just ready to go, man. Got a media workout later on today, and a few more things throughout the week, and then it's go time Saturday.
Yes, sir. Maciej Sulecki, it's a big fight for you. Can you tell me about your approach, having where you are from an experience standpoint, where he is from an experience standpoint? Talk about where you are in terms of your approach.
Right now, 21 and 0, 17 knockouts. I'm coming off a decision win earlier in the year, and I'm my training camp is amazing. I was training for almost 4 months, and now I'm here in LA, and I'm ready to go. My weight is good. I'm focused, and I'm just ready to get in the ring and show the world what I'm about once again.
Yes, sir. So for a lot of people, and we'll have some little bit of some clips going here while we're talking of you. And so you're extremely long, rangy for your weight class, and maybe even if you moved up a class, you're still going to have some good length. What I've noticed is that you have done something that a lot of tall fighters don't necessarily do, which is learn how to actually fight tall and not eliminate their reach. Can you who could you like give credit to for that allowed you to, maintain that skill?
Oh man, yeah. Growing up, man, I was always the taller fighter. So when I was young, it was everyone my age was like a lot shorter than me, so that nobody my age wanted to fight me. So I grew up sparring and fighting guys way older than me. And it just took, good coaches, I've had a lot of good coaches throughout my life. One of the ones who I feel played a big role in my boxing style was Coach Chewy from Paramount and Coach Omar from Inglewood and and they just taught me to be able to use my legs. I feel like it all comes from the legs and to be able to keep that distance and keep those long arms out. And of course, when you have a long reach, it's guys are going to try to smother you and get in close all the time, and just learning how to angle out and moving your legs and not letting these guys come in, and when they do try to come in, make them run into something so that they could think twice about coming in and just rushing in. So just throughout the years, man, I've been boxing since I was 10. So just throughout the years learning, and obviously, through mistakes I learned and just getting better, working on my craft every day. Just trying to get better every single day and perfecting that craft. And of course, just like I'm a long range fighter and I'm able to box, I can also get on the inside and hurt guys to the body, throw uppercuts and mix it in as well. You got to be able to do it all in the ring to be a great.
Yeah, yeah, and you said uppercuts, which kind of is a good segue to my next question because the Caceres fight, I
Mhm.
thought personally, obviously it's my first time getting the opportunity to speak to you, but I've been, kind of doing this so long. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought this was a huge fight for you because in my eyes, I'm looking at this. This is a rugged, experienced, rough and tumble. There was a little headbutt in there that I wasn't sure wasn't on purpose.
He gave me three of those that fight. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I think he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a huge fight for you. And you said uppercut because the uppercut is what changed the night.
Hmm.
So what were your thoughts on that one? How do you feel that that was like a, hey, yeah, I just took a step for sure with this fight?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, coming into that fight, man, I remember a lot of people were saying that it was a tough fight, that the guy had a lot of experience and he was gonna come and take my head off, things like that. But I'm always confident in the work I put in, my work combined with my God-given talents, I just gives me the confidence to feel unbeatable, you know what I mean? And coming into that fight, I knew I had a great training camp. I knew I put my all into training and preparing for that fight. So when that fight started, man, he was a little different, he was a little shorter than me. So he was like he would jump with his punches to try
Mhm.
to reach me. And that was a little weird, it was a little weird because every time he would throw like behind my head. So that when
Mhm.
I pulled back, it was there. So,
Hmm.
just kind of like learning that, and my respects to him. He was a experienced fighter. He tried everything he could, and I learned from it. And ultimately, that uppercut was what ended the night.
Hmm.
Throughout the rounds, I was landing good shots, so I know I was breaking them down, round by round. And then in the ninth round, I was able to land that. I threw a straight two, a three, and then an uppercut, boom,
Uppercut. Yeah.
and it landed right on his chin. It was
Hmm.
perfect, and that's what ended the fight. But like I said, I learned a lot that fight. He caught me with a few shots. He threw some headbutts. He threw like some elbows, and was doing a lot of little stuff that veteran fighters do.
Hmm.
And like I said, it was a great experience, and now I'm here fighting Sulecki.
Yeah, it's funny too because I don't know if you realize it, but you just really kind of gave a shout out and validated Sergio Mora because as he was calling your fight, he kept calling for, being objective, calling for Caceres to throw the hook behind your head for the exact same reason that you just pointed out, that when
Yeah,
you lean back, it would land. So that was actually, I'm sure you may not have even heard that because you're fighting.
yeah,
But
I
he,
didn't.
yeah, that's almost the exact same terminology that you use is what he said. So I
Yeah.
thought it was a very an excellent fight. I really felt like I saw you grow as a fighter as I watched you then. So now this is a 168-pound division. You're 23 years old. You obviously have a ton of time ahead of you, and you have world championship aspirations.
For sure.
Canelo, yeah, Canelo right now is the guy in your
Mhm.
division, right? He may or may not be even around long enough for when you get to that point. We don't know. But when you see Canelo's approach to, David Benavidez wanting to fight him, Terence Crawford wanting to move up to fight him. And now this is in your division. What are your thoughts about the way he's kind of navigating that?
Um, you know, Canelo, I feel like he's the king of boxing right now. I mean, he's earned it. He's no one in boxing has fought as many champions as he's had, and right now he's the man. So I guess he can make whatever he can make any decision he wants. He can choose any path and any route he wants to take his career, and I feel like everyone will support it regardless. The people are going to tune in, the promoters are going to be with him, and yeah, man, he chose to fight Edgar Berlanga, and I feel like that's an easy fight for Canelo. I feel like he's going to get him out of there, and hopefully next year or the year after that it'll be my chance. I'm the number one contender with the WBO,
Mhm.
so hopefully I can get my shot sooner than later, and if not, then I'll keep fighting the biggest fights possible so I can get to that point.
Are you willing to kind of chop down some of the trees that Canelo felt, and you're right, he's the face of boxing.
Mm,
Canelo's a dog. And if you know boxing, you know that, right?
sure.
But if are you willing to kind of like, I'll take on the Benavideses, I'll take on the Crawfords, I'll fight these guys, and that'll be the best way for me to make sure that I raise my profile. Is that a thought process that you have?
For sure, man. I want to get to the point where I'm the face of boxing, and I'm the one that's able to make those decisions just like he is. So I know he had to go through this and fight everyone to get to that point. So I'm thinking the same way. Doesn't matter who I have to face first or how they line them up, but I know that I'm only 23 years old right now, so I
Mhm.
have I have time to fight all these guys. You know what I mean? From Munguia to Berlanga to Canelo to all the guys you named, you know what I mean? I'm ready to get in the ring with all those guys. And my promoters know that I've never ducked anyone. Any name they've ever brought up to the table, I've said, let's make it happen. Let's do it. And the fights haven't been made for one reason or another, but I'm ready to fight whoever I have to fight to get where I need to get. And that's what it is with me. I'm confident in the work I put in, the abilities I've shown in the ring, and honestly, I feel like I can be anyone in my weight class.
Yeah, yeah, man. I love the confidence. So I only got like a couple, two, three more questions for you. I got to ask, with Selecki, what aspect of his game, if any, concerns you?
Um, no, not really anything. I feel like he's he's a good boxer. He has good experience. He's never been knocked out. He's been in there with some good champions, but I feel like I'm better than every guy on his resume. I'm a better boxer. I'm a bigger puncher, and I'm just an all around better fighter. And you guys will see Saturday night. I mean, really really don't really know what he will bring until I'm in there with him. And this is why I really don't like to study fighters too much because, they can change up their whole game plan and come in as a whole different fighter on fight night. So I like to just prepare myself as best as I possibly can and make the adjustments while I'm in the ring Saturday night.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. All right, I'm gonna shift the gears a little bit. There's a new boxing game coming out. A
Mhm.
boxing video game. It's coming out October 11th. It's called Undisputed. I
Understood.
heard that you're in it. Somebody
Yeah.
told me you're in it. So what do you know about it, and are you excited to see it come out?
Yeah, man, they told me about this like in 2020 or 2021 about that video game
Hmm.
that I was going to be on it, but they just been delaying it a lot.
Yeah,
They've been delaying it a lot, but yeah, I heard now it's coming out this year and they told me how to be on it. So man, that's amazing. Just being a kid who grew up playing video games, playing 2K, playing all these games and just even Fight Night, when I was younger, I was playing Fight Night and all these games. So to see myself on a video game is crazy. That's like the little things that as a kid I would never even think about these things. When I was a kid, I would think about being a champion and helping my family.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's it. Outside of that, everything else is like it's like just wow, what I mean? It's just like a plus.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. I've seen it a lot. I've seen the game a lot. It looks fantastic. It looks way different than it did in 2020 and 2021. So when
Mhm.
it drops on October 11th, yeah, and I don't know when you went and got scanned or if you're going to go back and get rescanned, but the way the models are looking, as sure as I'm looking at you right now, is pretty much how you're gonna look in that game. So it's like that
Yeah,
now. So I mean, man,
that's tough.
if you got a scar on your shoulder, they're gonna capture it. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything. So it's
Yeah,
crazy. So
yeah, that's tough.
you still play games?
I actually do. Yeah,
Yeah,
the game I mainly play right now is 2K.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love 2K. I've always been into 2K, and now I'm ready for 2K25, man.
Yeah, you play what's your build?
My build, what is this? Sharpshooter, uh, 3 level or threat or something like that.
3 level sharpshooter. Yeah, I play a
Yes.
big man all the time.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah,
the
I'm a
easiest for
shooting
me.
guard.
Yeah, it's easiest for me. My dribble game is not great, so I
Okay.
rebound, I block shots, I get the
Oh,
ball,
that means
break.
that means we make a good team, man. We got
Yes,
to team
sir.
up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You play on PlayStation?
Yeah, on PS5, yes,
Yep,
sir.
yep, 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 yep. We might have to do that. We might have to do that. We might have to do
Yeah.
that. All right. Well, I know you had a fight though. So this
After the fight, yeah.
after the fight, this week is all about Sulecki, man. But man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it was a pleasure getting the opportunity to speak to you. I've watched you fight over the last few years, and I'm like, yeah, I'm tall too, and so long fighters always intrigue me, man. Like, because I
Mm,
know that keep using that reach and especially because you're a warrior too, so I know you
sure.
like to bang, but sometimes I know it's this to keep that
Yeah,
distance, but sometimes,
yeah,
like,
man.
especially if you take a shot, you know.
Yeah, my coaches, man, all the time, they're like, man, you gotta work, you gotta do your strong suit, you know what I mean? You gotta work your distance. That's what I'm best at, when I'm boxing guys, when I'm being patient and I'm jabbing, but sometimes you gotta show a motherfucker that you can
Yeah,
bang too, you know
you
what I mean?
got to, you
So
got to.
so yeah, and it make it entertaining for the fans as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I definitely saw that, man, in a Caceres fight. He landed a couple leaping left hooks, like you were mentioning. And there was a time it was like you bit down. He was like, nah, you gonna feel this uppercut. I've been
Yeah,
holding this.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good
Yeah,
stuff.
man, but I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you
sure,
for,
bro.
for coming on here and chopping it up for a little bit.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. Good. All the best of luck on Saturday, man. I'll be watching. I'll be covering it as well. Hopefully, we get a chance to talk after
And
that.
yes, sir. Hopefully, appreciate that, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, bro.